Person A and person B worked out for 6 months using the exact same diet plan, the same protein intake, did everything the same in the gym, the same sets, the same reps, but person A came out looking like this and person B came out looking like this. Why? How come person A made significantly more noticeable progress in the exact same effort and time? One word: genetics. Genetics is something you have no control over, and it is a big factor in how high your potential ceiling is for your body and how much you can progress. It can also have a huge influence on your performance in different sports and activities, which can be especially important at the highest level. But do you need good genetics for it to be worthwhile working out? And how important is it in relation to the gym? Does it affect how much muscle you can gain and how quickly you can put on that muscle? Genetics can have a big impact when it comes to your muscles. It can directly impact how big they look, how quickly they can grow, and their overall performance. Firstly, bone structure has a massive influence on the potential muscle you can build. If you have a larger bone structure, you can facilitate more muscle mass than if you had a smaller bone structure. In some cases, if someone has a larger bone structure, it can make them look bigger and more muscular than someone who actually has more muscle mass but a smaller bone structure, therefore allowing them to look more muscular, quicker, and with less effort. Secondly, muscles can differ in how they are made up from person to person. Some people will have muscles made up of more fast twitch muscle fibres, and some people's will be more made up of slow twitch muscle fibres. Fast twitch muscle fibres are more specialised in power, speed, and strength, but aren't the best when it comes to endurance, whereas slow twitch muscle fibres are more catered to endurance and lasting long. They aren't as powerful or as strong, but they will last much longer. Depending on the ratio between these two in your muscles, it will have a certain impact on your potential ability and the speed in which you gain progress in the gym, and will make you more gifted towards either endurance style training or more effective towards power and strength based training. Thirdly, there's also the factor of muscular insertions. Muscular insertions can determine how big and how well your muscles can develop. A great example of this is your biceps. Here's a great example you can try while watching at home. Flex your arm with your forearm perpendicular to your bicep and see how many fingers you can fit in between your bicep and your forearm. If you can fit more than 2 fingers like me, you have shorter bicep genetics. If you can fit less than 2 fingers, or it's a real struggle to fit 2 fingers, then you have longer bicep genetics. Longer bicep genetics are obviously more favourable, as you have the potential to build fuller, longer looking biceps. Don't worry though, this is more of an aesthetic thing. This bicep gap doesn't have any real impact on your performance or your bicep power. This principle of muscular insertions applies to other muscles in your body and how genetically gifted and structured they are. Also, how quick you can gain muscle or lose fat or even put on fat can come down to your body type and which one of these you fit into. Some people fall into the ectomorph category, which if you are a skinny guy you will most likely fit into. This is someone who has a typically smaller bone structure, is naturally thin or skinny, has a very quick metabolism, sometimes narrow shoulders, and usually struggles to add mass. Others may fall into the mesomorph category with characteristics such as being naturally strong, finds building muscle easier, and has a quite average stable metabolism. Whereas some people may find themselves right at the top of the gym chain and fall into the endomorph category. This is your naturally stocky rugby player looking guy who gains muscle just by looking at a dumbbell. They typically gain fat quite easily and quickly, making it harder for them to get ripped and shredded down, normally having a slow metabolism, the type of guys you see at strongman events, the very strongest of people. I think I probably fall in between the ectomorph category and the mesomorph category, as I started off my journey very skinny, quite weak, and have a very quick metabolism. Which one do you think you fall into or the closest to? Let me know down in the comments. Are genetics important in getting in good shape though? If you have been watching this video and are thinking, my genetics aren't amazing, am I going to struggle? Please don't worry. Even if you have terrible muscle building genetics, by following the key steps to building muscle, eating enough calories, good amounts of protein, implementing progressive overload, focusing on improving week in, week out, you will start seeing progress. I went through this at the start of my journey around 4 years ago, and I was losing motivation at times, but I stuck with it, and now look how far I've come. If you put in enough work in the gym, and outside of it with your diet, I assure you, you will be happy with your progress and your physique in the near future. To make sure you are definitely getting stronger every single session and every day, and gaining muscle as fast as you can, watch this video right here. And subscribe for weekly tips.